Hello and welcome to episode 6! That is one more than 5 and one less than 7. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about a knife! Goddamn! Oh, it's a spoon. Fine. Knife! Yeah, and Beltline kit shit. Actually, I just want to talk about multi-tools for a little bit. I think it'd be a little bit of fun. Let's see. My first multi-tool I got when I was probably 13, and I still have it here. It's my good old Leatherman. It's a little bulky. It kind of shows up in your pocket, and of course, if you wear it on your pants, like a lot of people like to do, it's very obvious, especially if you're wearing a belt. Now, I don't necessarily like the Leatherman very much. When you're using the needle nose here, I think it's a little loose. I mean, maybe they fix that in later models. As I said, this is fairly old. And I don't think the metal's very good. I was doing something with the knife and I was trying to cut, and I chipped the end right off a long time ago. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of little uses. Screwdrivers and leather workers and, I don't know, bottle opener. That's always fun. And what I thought was really weird was this file. I've used it before. I was smoothing down some wood for some reason. I was whittling back in the day. Thought it was kind of fun. But like I said, I think it's a little loose. So later on, someone gave me another multi-tool that looks like a Leatherman, but it isn't. And what I find is that this one actually is pretty tight, and it's able to be used fairly well. This one has the file too, but like a saw bit on it as well, along with all the same tools, the knife and all that. I haven't used this much because, like I said, these are kind of bulky and big, and I like to be a little less than obvious with those kinds of things. So the next thing I got was this thing from, let's see if you can see that, Swiss Tech, which looks like a little key. And actually, Koba got this for me for my birthday a while back. And it looks like a little key. Now, as you can see, it's missing a little loop here. Well, that eventually broke off. And it fell into my yard a while back. Actually, when I first got this whole thing right here was really loose because it's supposed to latch together. And to be able to hold on to your keychain, it doesn't actually have a loop other than the one that would come together like that. And it would fall off all the time. So one time it did fall off in the lawn, and I found it like a year later, and it rusted just slightly. I don't know if you can see any rust here, but it rusted just slightly there. But that actually made it easier to latch until eventually this end here just broke right off. Now it's really cool. It has like a screwdriver bit here at the end, a little saw tooth here, which I think is pretty neat. Knife blade, of course. Screwdriver and bottle opener. Now, this was actually my absolute favorite multi-tool I've ever had. Because where I wear my keys, this just looks like a freaking key. It was fantastic. Even though it's broken, I still carry it around today. Now, as you can tell, it's loose and will just dangle all the time, so I have done something like take a hair tie here and just wrap it around it and like just keep it in my pocket. Not, you know, as inconspicuous as a thing on your keychain, but it's really small and it'll fit right in your pocket, and if you're being pat down, they're not going to think this is anything. It feels like a coin, basically. It's really flat. So, that's really cool. The next thing I got was something I don't have here anymore because for whatever reason it just disappeared. It was a flat card that looked, you know, was about the size of a credit card, had all sorts of little different tools. It had a pen, had knives, had fingernail files, had a compass, magnifying glass, had everything. And it fit right in your wallet. Well, I put it in my wallet. I have no idea what happened to it. It's been gone for quite some time, and I've looked everywhere. Last time I saw it, it was in our old house, and I searched that place up and down, and when we moved, I was still looking for it, and I have no idea what happened to it. So, same kind of issue as this. It just goes away. It just disappears. If this is in your pocket and you have deep pockets, and if you lean back, it could sometimes fall out, but other than that, it won't. So I prefer it actually in my pocket. If they had made it differently, where it was actually a loop here and that it didn't come unattached when you were opening it, I think it would have been better, but apparently the metal grade isn't that great anyway because it just snapped off anyway. Let's see. And what everyone's favorite standby, stand trusty, the latest thing I'm just carrying around all the time is, of course, a Swiss Army knife. This is a very small one. You can get away with carrying this fairly easy. If you wear it on your keychain and your keychain is outside of your pants, it will still be noticeable. You throw it in your pants, not so much. It's pretty cool. Of course, it has the file, but the file also has a notch for a screwdriver bit, and has the knife, which is pretty sharp actually. Has a toothpick, which I don't use because that would be disgusting, carrying around tooth gunk all the time. It did have some tweezers, but they fell out. I didn't use them that much, so not a great loss for me. But what the greatest thing on this thing actually are these little itty bitty scissors. You can do a lot with these, and they cut very, very well. Usually I forget to trim my nails, and it starts bugging me, so if I'm at work and there's nothing else to do, I just trim my nails off with these, and then, of course, you can come over and use the file, so you're not snagging on anything when you're walking around. So, those are multi-tools. Now, you're not going to get a lot of function out of just a knife. You can do a lot of things with a knife, but not as much as a multi-tool. You can still try to screw things with it, like this has the jagged saw edge, so that's really cool for sawing through stuff. But it's big, it's obvious, and, well, that's really big. I don't think you're going to be getting away with carrying a knife around like that. This small thing, you're probably going to be fine with being a small knife. Some places in America so far, unless you're going into a business building. Now this thing, that just gets away with anything. It just looks like a key. And unless they're absolutely digging through all your keys, they're not going to find this. It looks like a key. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I think it was a pretty little short and easy episode. I feel a little better about it myself, but that's okay. So this was episode 6, I think. Enjoy.